Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
I don't have him.
Well, you will have in a second.
Oh, they are beautiful.
They're big.
Hey, they're already big, huh?
Oh, they're heroes.
Oh,
He got something.
Well,
We already got.
pocket.
We already got a napkin there.
Zora.
What?
Hi.
I don't want him attacking anybody. You just get your smell, that's all. There you go.
So which one's this one?
This is Filbert.
Filbert? Okay, and this one?
Gunther.
Hi.
They're pretty big. Are they going back in my car?
No, I don't think so.
Are they going back in my car now?
Oh, no. You're good.
They got that piece of tissue.
Yeah, I got it for him.
Gunther. Filbert. With me.
Okay. Good.
Where do you want to go?
We'll just walk around. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go. Was that car ride a
Aw.
little much for you? I'm sorry.
Did they get a little car sick, I take it?
I guess he did. I've never seen it before, but we
okay.
don't go a lot in the car. Are you okay there, buddy?
Got you.
Okay.
So especially with larger breeds, any dogs, what I'll usually do or recommend too is after they eat, giving them at least an hour to digest to avoid things like bloat, and also for long car rides or bumpy car rides, sometimes it might be better to feed them after they get to the destination.
I've gone places before, but I've never seen.
Gotcha.
Sometimes I feed him. I actually feed him at 6:30.
Yeah, okay.
But
'Cause that looks super fresh.
yeah, it does. Because what time is it? 8?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, what are you doing?
Is this one anxious?
Yeah, this one is the.
Oh, so there's the jumping, huh?
He's not even the jumper.
Oh, he's not.
This is the jumper. He's the jumper.
Hi. Oh, you're not the jumper, huh?
No, Filbert is not the jumper.
Never doesn't jump.
Filbert's not the jumper.
Oh.
Are you going to take one of them?
This one seems to be well behaved.
Yeah, he's not. He's the worst of the two. Maybe it's because he's not feeling well. I don't know.
Right.
Where are we going, guys?
So let's just walk around and see what it's like.
Well,
Most of the time when they're pulling us when we're walking them, it's because they're not engaged with us at all, right? They're just kind of doing their own thing and they just run out of leash, right? So that's usually what happens. So they'll run out of leash for a couple different reasons. One, because their interest is
somewhere else.
Yep, somewhere else, further away from where we are, right? And then also in a different direction.
You want to take one of those, or are you all set?
I think he's just trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look. And it just seems like they're just kind of following their nose for the most part.
Gunther, with me.
Well, they want to
he doesn't listen at all. He does.
Ah, okay, so what we'll do is we'll do a name check here in a second. What I want you to do when they are pulling you is just go ahead and not pull back, just release. Yep. And now go ahead and while they're distracted like that, go ahead and call one dog's name once.
Filbert, come.
Right? So go ahead and try the other dog's name once.
Gunther, come.
Right? Okay. And so that's gonna be the first part. That's fine. We'll pick it up. I'll grab a bag. But so that's gonna be our first thing that we're gonna need to work on is name recognition, right? If they don't even respond when we call their name, we can't give them a command, right? Because if you just give a command to a dog that's not listening to you, you're just wasting time and effort, right? They may know or they might not even know the command. It wouldn't even matter because they're not paying attention. So that's going to be the first part of the training, is to actually get them to hear their name and respond to us. And sometimes that can be really difficult, you know, especially with puppies being interested in the environment and everything else. So that's the name test. The next test is going to be go ahead and grab one leash. And then it could be either one. Okay. All right. And when they're distracted, we'll wait for them to finish peeing. Okay. Now go ahead and start pulling gently, and then continue pulling until they respond.
Yeah, not Gunther.
Right? So that's another thing, right? If he feels the leash and instead of responding, he fights against it to continue on whatever he's interested in, that's our next problem, right? So not only can we not get his attention, when we try to get his attention, the opposite effect happens. All right, go ahead and try the other dog now. And so that'll also be a part of what makes our life easier, is when they actually feel that tension, do they respond appropriately or at all, right? All right, so let's go ahead and with the next one start.
Oh, look at.
Oh, good. At least they're both getting everything done.
I said he's the mourner.
So,
You need bigger bags.
kind of, right? So,
Kind
even though,
Yeah, I had to drag him.
yeah, right,
I
it
know.
wasn't still on his own accord, it was because we forced it. And that can be helpful with puppies in the beginning, because we're going to need to force things so that way they can understand and maybe absorb some of the lesson. But eventually, we actually need them to do it on their own.
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to us making them do everything. Because if we make them do everything, they don't learn, and they also, well, they might learn, but they might learn a lot slower, right? We want them to actually be able to kind of respond appropriately on their own accord, as opposed to always
Over.
having to be
Me.
forced.
Yeah. Yes, I'm already with you. Good boy.
And what I'll do is I'll test, because I feel like this one's already a little anxious, is we're going to test some separation anxiety and recall, right? So I'm going to start going this way. Mom's going to be over there with him. He's still doing his thing. We're going to see if... Oh. All right. So now go ahead and call this one back to you. Call this one back. Try one more time. Go ahead and try again. Okay. All right, and then I'll trade you, and we'll try the next one.
Does that work, or was that?
No, it didn't work. He just looked at me like I was crazy.
What's interesting about it too, though, is the fact that they're crying because they're away from you, but when prompted, they don't just come back.
Yeah.
Usually, especially when they're still puppies, they have that bond and they want to come back. So we'll try with this one. All right, go ahead. Go ahead again. There you go. No. It looked promising for a second there. Okay. All right. So based off of that,
It's the human bond, I think, because
yeah,
part of it is I think they came to us at 4 months, came a little late, and then they're together, so they're always with, they're like bonded to each other. I'm not saying there's no bond with us, because they do whine if we're upstairs type of thing, but it's not like the other dogs we've had.
Gotcha. They're a lot more independent already, which is interesting.
Yes. Hold on.
Okay.
Hey, buddy.
So also on that note, like based off of your own experience with them, how high of a flight risk would you consider them to be? So like if we had dropped the leash, would we ever get them back?
I feel like they're not flight risk. I dropped at least once with him, and he ran, and then when I called him back, he came.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't on purpose. And he heard me like I was like,
Oh, good boy.
So he was, you know, hey, with me. Hey, bud.
Okay. Yeah, just because with our inability to get their attention and also with their lack of responsiveness for a recall, I would put them on a pretty high risk for flight.
Okay.
At least they're not like running away from us or anything like that too.
No.
So maybe medium to high.
Yeah. I mean, the thing, like when they're inside, like they love to be pet and that kind of thing, but they're just, you know, like you can tell they're just kind of like, hey, I'm a dog and I'm gonna be a dog.
Gotcha.
I don't know what my job is, so I'm just gonna do whatever.
And that's another thing too, is what is gonna be, because we want to try to train with an end goal in mind. What is your end goal with your pets? Are you planning on taking them hiking with you? Are they just going to be at home family pets? Are they going to help with search and rescue in the Andes? What is your end goal? What is your end goal with them?
Collar, Laura, something wrong.
Okay. We'd like to.
Why don't you just do the top collar?
Okay. Yeah. You answer first.
What did you say?
You answer first.
What is your end goal with your pets?
So they won't jump on me and they won't fight constantly. And I gave you those three.
No,
things.
I know, but what if you're gonna, what do you want the family to look like at the end? Hanging out. We're not gonna go in the
fighting all the. I mean, really fighting. They're not just kidding around here.
Okay. I'll have to assess that when I see it because they're pretty they're pretty calm right now.
They don't do it a lot, but once they get going, they once in a while, and they jump on me in particular.
Okay.
And they jump on the counters. I don't like them to jump on the counters. That's it.
Okay.
I mean,
but we want to be able to take them for walks. It'd be nice.
Right.
Take them for walks without having to worry about the dog.
Do they get excited when they see other dogs? I take it.
Or they'll just stop. I mean, like when I take them for a walk, usually we see a dog and this one will go after it, that one will just lock and load. They like just stand there.
We have a 4-foot fence. They're always, if it's a walker or a biker, particularly a dog goes by, you have a corner, right, obviously. They just hurdle on that fence. It's like, we'd like them to stop that. But,
okay.
I know that doesn't bother me half as much.
So we're more of a, we have our own exercise routine, but we would like to be able to take them for walks.
Right.
It'd be nice to be able to do that without worrying that they're going to pull us across the.
Do you guys live in an environment kind of like this, or more like
community?
Single family houses.
Okay. Just trying to gauge how often you'll be running into people and other dogs, priority-wise. So yeah.
Constantly. It's a corner.
It's not as.
It's a hot corner.
It's not as concentrated people because they're houses and they're separated, but.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say I always, a huge neighborhood. I always, when I go for a walk with them, I always run into at least one dog.
All right. So what we'll do is I'll pause this real quick and we'll do an evaluation and assessment when they see a dog. So I'll give you. Sugar mama. Good girl. Who's that? Who's that? Oh, they're doing good. Sugar. Good girl. Oh, there we go. Good girl. Okay. No, it wasn't so bad at all.
Come on over here, Filbert. Filbert, come over here.
Go ahead and let him smell. It's fine.
Yeah, but I don't want him to get tangled up. There you go, Filbert. Good job, poor dog. Your dog's going to be in trauma. Gunther.
He's fine.
Luckily, you brought a dog out that they can't hump. because that would be the other part of it.
I'm sure they may try later. Sure there you go.
Yeah, he's gonna try. It's over. Knock it off. Oh, I can't do this much longer. He's too strong.
Let go.
Yeah, just go ahead and let him go.
I got it.
Let him engage. It's fine.
It's okay. He's not doing anything wrong. Let go. Yes, I got it.
So sometimes too, it's easier to go with the current than against it, right? So if they want to meet and engage, having them at least temporarily pay attention and focus on you, and then releasing them to do what they want will help to kind of incentivize them to listen to you in the first place, because then they get the reward. Whereas if we're constantly always holding them back from what they want, then they'll just, all they want to do is drive forward, right? So it's going to be a little bit of that give and take, especially because they're puppies and we want them to socialize. We just need them to be able to control themselves first, and then we can reward them with it afterwards, right? Because right now everything just seems perfectly fine. They weren't very reactive at all. I could definitely see when they do get excited, right? Because we don't have the ability to redirect and get them to refocus on us, then them constantly pulling towards somebody or another dog, right, would be the difficult part. Okay. So not too bad. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and put her back in. Do you guys have any questions for me or wanted to show me anything else that you could think of?
No, I guess, so I looked at your YouTube video. Where was some of that taken? Do you have like a place you go in the country? Because this is not the country.
No. Usually all the neighborhood walks happen here. Sometimes with the practice drills, there's like grass area there behind the townhouses, and I'll do some here. Not so much anymore because it just gets so hot, right? But I'll usually do the grass area, and then for most of the walks we have a trail here, and then I usually end up going downtown or to Fredericksburg and past Fredericksburg a little bit to the dog parks and to more park areas there. There's not too many places around Stafford, unfortunately. Okay. So that's why I was asking if he gets car sick, because we're gonna probably be commuting a lot with them each day.
No, they don't. They generally don't get car sick.
That's good.
That's the first time I
That's good. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put her away. I'll go grab their stuff, and then that'll let you guys say goodbye. He's trying to hump already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna tell you.
You tell her. You tell him. There you go. Good job. Right? And they need those corrections to learn from their peers how they should behave. Right? What's appropriate, what's inappropriate. So that was good that instead of getting defensive or becoming aggressive, he just listened to her. That's good. All right. Good girl. All right. So we're out with Mr. Gunther today, and wanted to redo this video because before his stomach was upset and we didn't have any treats, and he seems actually pretty, as you can tell from the slobber treat, motivated. I've just got some freeze-dried chicken, as well as some good old, what's it called, like the bacon treats for dogs. It's fairly popular. So we're just gonna run through a couple exercises here, and you can tell right away that having something that he enjoys or is interested in is already helping with the walk, because he's focusing now more on me and not just the grass and everything else, sticking kind of closer by. And that's going to be something that we're going to concentrate on a lot, is just that one-on-one time with each of the siblings, and having him feel rewarded for sticking close and for paying attention, right? So what we're going to do first, good boy, have him look up here. Gunther, look. Oh, good job. Sit. Good boy. Very good. Yeah. Just going to be combining his name and then also some leash pressure too. I want him also to get used to being rewarded next to me. We're going to try to resituate him too whenever possible. He does like to mark a lot, so I'm going to try to get him back onto the other side. Gunther. Heel. Yes, good boy. So when I prompt for heel, I'm going to have my hand there as a target for him to hit and a location to be, right? Instead of trying to force him and pull him into that position, I want him to move into that position himself, right? This might be hard. Hi, how you doing? Just got a distraction there. Gunther. Gunther. So this is where it kind of falls apart a little bit, is when he's got interest in other things. Gunther. Good boy, heel. Good boy, look. Yes, very good. There we go. Boy. I'm just getting some practice in with this. We're going to try to start some consistency going already on the leash behavior. So if he starts to pull or get too far ahead, we're going to go ahead and do those turns. Try to get him to kind of catch up and follow for a reward or heel. And then eventually we want him to try to maintain focus with us too before he gets too far ahead. Gunther. Hey. Sit. Good boy. He's definitely a puppy and wants to get into everything. It's gonna be a tough ask, but we're gonna need to work on some leave it too for him, because we don't want mom to have to always physically pull him away from things, but at the same time it's gonna be really important to try to watch the road ahead of us, or what's underneath cars and things like that too, to try to prevent him from getting into anything that he shouldn't for his stomach. Boy. So what I'm going to try to do is call his attention and drop back so I can get him to refocus before he focuses on these people here. Gunther, come. Good boy. Hi, how you doing? Good boy. Sit. Come. Yes, with me. Up here. Good. Good look. Yes. Good boy. Good. Over here. Look at him. Good. Good. Look at me. Good. There you go. Very good. Just getting in some practice redirecting him. Come on, Gunther. Good boy. Good. Okay. And that's what we're going to really need, is redirection of his focus, and then same thing with maintaining his focus afterwards. But that was really good. Good boy. I'm going to keep these clips pretty short, just because we are just practicing the very basics and things that they should know right now. Oh, and let's see here. A little better. Still not completely soft, but not completely hard either. So, I mean, not completely hard, but not completely soft either. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pause this. We're gonna probably work for about another 10 more minutes or so, and then I'm gonna switch out with his brother and record that for us. I want to try to keep these clips short just so I can get this uploaded for their parents. And then we'll do some more formal drills and stuff with them later on. But they're doing much better now that they have a little bit more focus and are able to take treats too. So they are definitely treat motivated, which helps. Good boy. Good job. Alright, so now we are working with Mr. Filbert here. The same thing. They are responding really well with the treats. And we're trying to get them used to responding and refocusing when they hear their name, and also with the leash pressure. The leash pressure is going to take a lot more rehabilitation work, and I think the name is just going to be a pretty easy, like, positive association thing. Filbert, yes. And the way that we're just working on that in the beginning is letting him know that I have something of value that he wants, and then when he gets distracted or looks away, I use his name as a reminder that, hey, if you look at me, I can give you something that you want, right? To kind of entice him back in. We want to do that often enough that it's like a twitch response when he hears his name, to just turn and try to find us. Filbert, yes, good boy. In addition to that, we will be also trying to reward him close to our heel vicinity. So having him either come back to right next to us for the treat, or the formal sitting in front for the treat as well. We're really trying to get him to respond off of his name. So there's a distraction. Good boy. Filbert. Yes. Come on. Almost. Yes. Good boy. Yes. Good job. Got a little distracted there by something in the wind. We're really getting him used to refocusing for a positive reward, and then maintaining focus too. Good boy. Up here. Look. Oh, look. Oh, good job. Good look. Yes, very good. Okay. Very basic right now, but already loads different from the drop off and yesterday, or not yesterday, but Saturday when we first started working with them. I think some of it too is just trying to get them used to me and getting them comfortable with me. It is pretty hot out. Can run anywhere from like maybe 10 to 20 minutes at a time for each pup, and then giving them some rest time. We did practice drills indoors, which works really well, except for the fact that when you have one separated from the other, and they know where they are in the house, the other one just tends to bark and cry the whole time. So I tried to work them a little bit more outside, just so that we don't completely upset all the neighbors that we have. And then also on that note too, Filbert also tends to just cry randomly a lot more than his brother. So we had a person there. Filbert. Yes, good job. Sit. Good boy, good sit. Good boy, come. Hey, look. Look, good boy. We're gonna use heel as a combination between his look command, because we want him to maintain focus, as well as marking a position with our hand in the treat, kind of like with normal puppies and baiting. All right, so right now he needs a lot of help because he's got something interesting over here again that's distracting him with the person and the sound, right? We don't want him to just go on his own. Filbert, here. Good boy, good job. So we want him to move into our space, into our area, into that heel pocket here, and then be rewarded for it. Good boy. Up here. Good boy. Good job. We're going to do this really heavily at first, and then as they get better at redirecting focus and maintaining focus and staying in that heel or responding to the leash pressure, then we're going to start to taper off on the treats. But until then, we're going to have to do a lot of luring with these guys, which is fine. They are slightly older puppies than we would normally lure with, but we just really want to catch them back up on the training here first. Good boy. Ready? Now I'm going to use the leash to let him know. Yes. Good job. He also turned a little bit too because he was already paying attention and focusing on me. And that's the thing, if they are able to at least focus and refocus on us a little bit more often, the mom and dad won't have to use the leash as often to kind of pull them around. It's still going to be a good tool to have if they respond to it. Yes, good boy, this way. Very good, right? As opposed to what they were doing before during the drop-off and Saturday, we're just completely pulling through it. Now there's going to be a little bit of give and take in the beginning, right? He wants to stop and mark a lot with his brother too, and so I'm going to kind of go with them so that way there's no pressure on the leash until I want there to be pressure on the leash for practice, right? I want to try to keep as little pressure on the leash as possible, so that way right here, when we need it as a boundary, good boy, yes, very good. It actually makes impact, whereas if the leash is always tight, it's harder to use it as a communication tool. All right. But yeah, trying to get in as much work at a time before the heat really starts to pick up, And then once it does that, we'll have to transition back into practicing inside. I want to do that a couple more times with these guys before we try to practice at like a Lowe's or a Home Depot with even more distractions. It is nice during the summer because we can get out of the heat, right? And we can still kind of work with distractions and move around a bit and practice all these leash things and redirecting. But right now, their training is not up to come here, bud, good boy, is not up to par yet with all the distractions. So we want to really try to make it easy for them to refocus and feel rewarded before we start making things difficult for them by adding in all the extra sounds of a department store and also all the extra people, right? Feel dirt. Oh, good boy. Sit. Good job. Say hi to Mom and Dad. Good job. Good boys. And leash pressure and release. Good boy. Very good.